What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Turbo John YouTube channel. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and hit that join button if you want our weekly live chats. Okay, so we're back over here. It's Friday. It's about 3:30. We're fixing to head to Piedmont. Hopefully in a minute, we're fixing to see if this thing is spool up. We don't know if it's going to or not. So we've been over here working on it for a few hours. He's got all this stuff done. We got everything done under the car. We just verified all of our solenoids are working properly, so that's good. So right now we're about to verify timing. So put the timing light on it. We've got to move the belt on the pump. It is not quite where it needs to be, so we're fixing to do that in a minute as well. And then we're going to try to spool this thing up. Go ahead and crank it. It'll take me a second, right? As soon as after it cranks, it should drop the 30. Go ahead.
No, it's what it did last time I watched it.
Go ahead.
After 30?
Do what?
Are you after 30?
Yeah, 30 is it. So it was on 32. So I want to move it to -2. Let's see here. Sense the ECU. Okay, you got to cycle the ignition. Turn it off and then turn it on.
First time I dropped it all the way to TDC.
Did it?
Only when I
know why.
when I kicked it, but it came straight back to 30 when I recovered.
38 is why we got our base timing on.
I got to open some doors.
Kind of stuff. Yeah, rough. So let's crank it up again, and then it should stay on 28 degrees burn.
Okay, great.
What we're doing here is we're verifying our timing is actually commanded. And so basically what we did is I go in here, and I can't do it now because I'm not hooked to the car, But under this screen here, there's a sync with ECU called Enabled Static Timing Check. And basically it'll give you a drop-down menu, the car will be running, and then you put a number in there. And so we use 30 degrees just because it's easy. It's a standard number, the car will continue to run. You could put it on 0, but it's gonna make it run, pretty funny, or you could put 20, whatever you wanna do. So you put it on 30, crank the car up, car's running, and you put the timing light on it. It should read dead on 30 degrees. If for some reason it does not, this is where you make the change. This is your timing offset change. So basically it's pretty easy. So we got it on here. Brian, on the balancer, he saw 32 degrees. So I simply went in here and hit -2 degrees. And now we verified it again. And now at that point, we're commanding 30 degrees of timing, and now we have 30 degrees of timing for sure on the balancer. This is a very critical step. It's very important. Makes it so you know you're getting what you're commanding. If you go in there and you, on this instance here, this is commanding 30 degrees, and if this thing is high, then it could have been 32. So that's how you blow engines up. That's how engines poorly perform if it goes the opposite way. Now, the other thing that you have to look at in here is called your inductive delay. So what this is when you rev the engine up. So you have to rev it kind of to a high RPM, and you're still looking at the timing. So with it set on 30, what's going to happen naturally with the engine is the timing's going to retard. And so you want to make sure this stops that. So you run this up to whatever it is. You have to just keep doing it so that it does not retard the timing too much. And so that number, you just keep putting it in there, revving it, and it should remain rock solid. If this is not set properly, then at say 7,500, 8,000 RPM, you may think you've got 18 degrees of timing, but in reality, you only have 14 degrees of timing. So that's just the way that people, sometimes the car does not run what you expect it to. Okay, so we're fixing to do a spool test. We got it set on 10 pounds and 4,000 RPM. And we're going to try the bump function too and see what it does. Is the dash hooked up at all?
Put it in there.
Hold the laptop. That works. I am not going to get too close. Small babies and animals will get sucked up into that thing for sure. Need some more RPM. It did. I was gonna say I can see it bumping. Did it feel? I mean, you can see it bumping inside. I mean, we'll have to play with it at the track to see what actually is effective.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna do real time in the pits there on the ground, and so you can kind of get used to that.
Cause it was moving though. I mean, it was.
It went up. It was a little laggy.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad. It ain't a blower car. So I mean, you're gonna have to. It's gonna take a second to spill up, but that come up pretty decent, honestly.
It was still climbing.
Yeah. So I mean, we might end up taking the RPM up to 4,400, 4,300. I ain't got but 10 pounds of dump pressure. All right, let's see what the data log says. Okay, so here we go. This is the data log from our first spool up attempt. You can see we were on the trans brake for about 6 seconds. That's not terrible, but it was a little slower than I had hoped. Getting to the actual trans brake, to the two-step itself, took almost 3 seconds, 2.5 seconds, 2.75 seconds. And then it comes up, and once it gets there, it starts making boost. 2.3, it made, at the very top there, 3 pounds of boost, essentially. So it's kind of topped out there. So we weren't doing any anti-lag or any of that stuff on there yet. All right, we're going to do another trans brake test. If I could get those external dumps to open at the same time, I think it would be even better. Oh, the headers.
And I let it get to the jet and bang it about 4 or 5 times and then open it.
The header wrap is smoking.
Yeah, it's gonna smoke there.
Okay, so we're ready to go. It wasn't, was that you bumping just manually?
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
because with no load on it,
Right.
it really jerks hard.
It was barely moving the tire.
That's because I just barely touching it.
And that's what I've got. I mean, I've got it set. It should be soft. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up. Everything went pretty smooth. It is spooling a little bit slow, but I got a couple things I'm going to try to make it a little bit faster. One of the things, we're going to open the 2 external dump valves while we're on the trans brake and see what that does. And I'll probably start trying to anti-lag it a little bit, snatching some timing out while it's banging on the 2-step. All right, guys. Y'all comment, like, and subscribe. We'll see y'all soon. Thanks.